Fuck this
Alright.
movie.
Fuck.
Fuck. Fuck.
No, we like this one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Occasional People Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Occasional Bugle Podcast. My name is Andrew.
And I'm Jonathan.
He sure is. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that hair.
I'm blonde now.
Absolutely killing the game.
I try.
You know what? That hair and the comment I made about your hair just before we started recording made me realize that have we talked about the Spider-Man trailer since the last time we recorded?
No.
Okay, maybe we should squeeze that in somewhere because that's kind of vague. Let's go through and see what we got. All right. Yeah, first things first. Obviously, this is the piece of news you sent me like 10 minutes ago. We're getting a Hawkeye trailer tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning being the morning of September 13th. So you'll already have seen it by now.
Yes.
It's probably looks great.
Or really bad.
In terms of things we have actually looked at with our eyes, we got our first look at Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom. We got to look at his new stealth costume and a look at Patrick Wilson as Orm.
He's absolutely shredded.
Yeah, he's absolutely ripped the hell up. Looks insane.
Never thought Ed from it's Ed, right, from The Conjuring?
Yes.
I can never remember his name. It's Ed, though, right?
He's the guy from The Conjuring. That much I'm certain of.
Never thought he would look so good.
Yeah, he's ripped the hell up. And then we have Aquaman's stealth costume, which I'm less enthusiastic about.
I like it, but it's not Aquaman. I like it as a costume, but not for Aquaman.
I think if it's like a temporary, because James Wan has said it's like a stealth suit.
Right. Okay. So yeah, then it makes sense that it's temporary.
So I'm okay with that. If it's just like a one-off thing, but literally, like that orange and green costume is so good. Like it's so perfect.
Yeah.
And like
I think it's interesting because he looks so different than like a typical Aquaman.
Yeah, it's
so it's just, I think it's kind of fun.
It's 90s Aquaman with classic Aquaman's costume.
Yeah.
Which makes me think, are they going to cut his hand off soon and give him the harpoon hand? I hope so. That's my favorite Aquaman. But they already, you know what sucks? Because they already did that look when he was in a fucking email attachment in Batman v Superman. Like that's that whole look that he has in that's like the 90s Aquaman look, where he's like shirtless and he's got the big shoulder pad and whatever, but no hook hand. But like, what are you going to do that again, but with the hook hand?
I mean, you can.
Like, you go from extreme Aquaman to classic Aquaman back to extreme Aquaman.
I mean, you can.
Also, just by comparison, that Justice League costume that he has is garbage.
Yes, hot garbage.
Looks terrible, especially compared to the James Wan suit.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would rank it just for Aquaman himself. Green and orange.
Mm.
Stealth suit.
Mm.
Batman v Superman. Or Justice League, whatever.
I would go if we're including the Batman v Superman look, because that's also the look. Remember when they released that Unite the Seven poster?
Oh yeah.
That's because that one I liked. But I want them to like earn that look instead of starting with that look.
Makes sense.
I like that we have classic Aquaman, and then maybe they'll cut his hand off and go extreme 90s harpoon hand Aquaman. Or they'll do what they did even after the harpoon hand, which was give him like a water hand. It's like a hard water construct thing. Which that's kind of cool. I like that. But I prefer the harpoon hand. Also, harpoon hand Aquaman was the one from the Justice League cartoon, and that's the Aquaman I grew up with. So that show was crazy.
Okay, quick tangent. Is it like paler here than it is here for you, or is it my lighting?
I mean, your nose looks a little red.
Yeah, I was in the sun yesterday. I was just looking at it, and I was
That'll
like,
do it. Yeah.
that tan line right there. Damn it.
Oh well. Just another color to add to your head.
She's see tan line here. It's so bad. It's like I got the tank one, and then I got the t-shirt one, and then there's just this random spot. Anyway, back to our topic.
That's why I always wear a wetsuit everywhere I go. I expose none of my body ever. Nobody has ever seen me. I walk around wearing an Aquaman suit all day.
Yeah, just the stealth suit.
I was like, what the fuck's wrong with that guy? All right. Next piece of news, just a little bit of Batgirl stuff. Leslie Grace, star of said Batgirl movie, she said Batman isn't in the movie, which I expected as much. It's funny that like between this and Titans, we're constantly just getting the Batman's out of town thing to focus on Batman's friends. I wish he would be in it, but I understand them not putting him in it because I don't think they know what they're going to do with Batman in the DCEU yet.
True.
Because
also going with the theme of Batman being out of town, Gotham Knights.
Oh yeah, God. What's wrong with just having Batman with the Bat family? Why do we have to keep separating them? Anyway.
I think they're trying to focus on the Bat family because whenever Batman's involved, it's always about Batman.
Yeah, but just have him be like a side character. Young Justice does it really well.
True.
That's a great version of like Bat family characters and Batman kind of hanging out. But like he's off with the Justice League, so
yeah, he's doing his own thing. They're doing their own thing.
So I don't know.
Which that October something.
Oh yeah, that's happening. Leslie Grace, she also mentioned in an interview that she would like to work with Margot Robbie. I'm sure that'll happen at some point.
Yeah, because aren't they like? Isn't Batgirl like one of the sirens at one point? Or
well, Birds of Prey.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, she's by that point she's Oracle when she's on the Birds of Prey, but they could just throw Batgirl in.
Yeah.
There was some stuff. The guy who's working on the new Warrior show for Marvel, some stuff came out this week, like some behind the scenes stuff, because like Marvel was going to make a show about the new Warriors, but then they scrapped it for whatever reason. Apparently they had already started filming some stuff because there's pictures of characters like in costume, like Squirrel Girl.
So they're trying to pull a Zack Snyder and just release things, hoping that they get agreement.
Or like a Deadpool thing, because someone leaked that Deadpool test footage years back, and then after that the movie was like immediately greenlit.
Yeah.
So it was definitely Ryan Reynolds, but
100%.
Yeah, I don't know that much about the new Warriors. I know they're the reason Civil War happened in the comics.
Yes.
But other than that,
they haven't really done much.
Squirrel Girl seems like fun.
Definitely an interesting time.
Let's talk video games. So this was from when we're recording this yesterday. Sony had their PlayStation showcase where we got a first trailer for Spider-Man 2.
I still haven't watched that.
You haven't watched it?
I haven't watched anything from that yet.
Oh, you absolute monkey.
I was busy.
So anyway, just like it's just the Spider-Man trailer is just like a cinematic of Peter and Miles beating up some goons with voiceover from a Russian man who's definitely Craven. Yeah. Because like the whole time he's talking about like I'm looking for someone who could possibly beat me. And
Craven.
Yeah. And he's like, will one of you be able to beat me? And you think he's talking to Peter and Miles, but then in an alley, we see Venom, and Venom's like, yeah, we will. So that's a fun little twist there.
That'd be cool, like a 1v1v1 or a 1v2v1.
Yeah. Have you read Spider-Man Life Story?
No. I think I know what happens in it, though. I think we talked about it, actually.
Okay. Do you mind if I spoil the ending?
Yeah.
And stuff that happens there? Okay. So at one point, they get to a point where they like kind of adapt Kraven's Last Hunt. And but they put a little twist on it. So in the original series, Kraven shoots himself in the head and he dies. But in Spider-Man Life Story, that version, the symbiote gets to him just before he can shoot himself. And then the big finale, like the final issue of Life Story, is Peter Peter and Miles, who Miles had secretly been taken over by Doc Ock, so it was like a Superior Spider-Man thing too. Versus versus Venom Kraven. And it's
That
literally
sounds awesome.
It's Venom, but with like the big fur vest. And I think he has like a big mullet too. It's so good. Nice. Spider-Man Life Story is amazing.
Love that.
Yeah, I could definitely see them doing something like that here, like binding Kraven and Venom. Do you know what happens like at the end of Spider-Man PS4?
I do not. I've been meaning to watch the cinematics.
Okay.
But I also am kind of like, I'm gonna get a PS5 eventually,
yeah.
So might as well play it for myself.
Do you want me to like kind of? I could spoil some stuff. So yeah. At the end, so throughout the game, you get like hints that like Harry Osborn has like gone away, like he's traveling, and in one of the post-credit scenes for the game, Norman goes into like a lab, and Harry is in like a big tank, and he's all covered with the symbiote because Harry's like sick or whatever. So are they gonna? I think they're just gonna skip Eddie Brock and do the Ultimate Marvel thing of Harry Osborn as Venom, which I don't mind. I think it's hard to do Eddie Brock a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Because you have to like build in this rivalry.
You have to build that, establish.
Yeah.
Him more because he has to be in it from the beginning, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And another thing is this version of Peter in the games, he's not working at the Daily Bugle.
Oh,
like he stopped working there a while ago. It's like when you start off, he's working in a lab with Otto Octavius. So it's interesting to say. I think they're just going to go with Harry. But we'll see. Yeah. So just some notes about the game. It's single player. It's not co-op. So I'm assuming you're just gonna. Yeah, but also like I don't mind because I assume you're just gonna switch back and forth between Peter and Miles, which I don't mind. Like the option for co-op would be nice, but I'd rather like a really well managed single player game than like a messy co-op thing.
That's fair, but I would still love to play with my friend, be Spider-Man with like my best friend or something.
Yeah, that's what Gotham Knights is for.
But that's not Spider-Man.
I wonder what the map is going to be. Because like surely it can't just be Manhattan again.
I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be.
I think like at the very least, like give us another borough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the map was this. I think the map was the same for PS4 and Miles Morales. So
okay. So yeah, that's kind of boring.
I think you want to switch it up a little bit.
Especially with two Spider-Men now, you can kind of like just move around like to different boroughs, even if it's just like a loading screen between the two.
I remember in the game Spider-Man Friend or Foe, there's a level where Venom is just in Transylvania. Because why not? And it's really cool.
Okay.
Because you're in like a big creepy gothic church and you have to like ring all the bells to get the symbiote off him. It's really good.
Oh, nice.
Underrated game. Spider-Man Friend or Foe. Played it on the Nintendo Wii. And there have just been like a couple of slight tweaks to the costumes.
Yeah, I was gonna say not a lot of tweaks, but like you can see that there's
just a little stuff here and there. Like
stills.
Yeah. It looks great. I mean, that's PS4 costume is one of my favorite Spider-Man costumes like ever.
Yeah, so I hated it at first. Now I love it.
I was indifferent at first, but then like getting into it, like I play with that suit more than I play with any of the alternate suits in that game. So
I think I would do the same.
Yeah. And then right after that, they announced Wolverine.
Yeah, I heard that. All I've seen is the picture of him at the bar, though.
Yeah,
Is that all that was shown?
pretty much. It was just a trailer, like you go through a bar and all these guys are like knocked out and on the ground and shit. And you don't see his face or anything, but you see Logan at the bar, and then a guy gets up like with a knife, and then he pops the claw, and then it cuts to black, and it's the title. There was a sign on the wall that said Madripoor, so maybe the game will take place there.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. I would like that. I'm going to talk about Madripoor a little bit later, but when we get to Shang-Chi. I hope this is rated M. I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like there isn't the same risk in releasing like a rated M game as there is in releasing a rated R movie.
Sure.
Because, like,
especially, because it's so easy to get an M-rated video game.
Yeah.
Your parents don't care anymore, especially if it's a superhero. They're like, okay.
Yeah. And it's by Insomniac, which makes me think this is like the start of their like Marvel games universe.
Insomniac also made Spider-Man, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So.
And they have nothing to do with the Avengers.
Yep. Kick that shit underneath a rug.
Let Insomniac do Avengers. Just let them do solo games.
Yeah, honestly, like build out this universe. I would love a Daredevil game. Like so much.
A new one.
Yeah.
Play the other one.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Do you want to briefly touch on the Spider-Man trailer before we get into Dark Ages?
We could.
Yeah, so everyone's
That's
seen
actually
this.
A great segue.
Yeah, everyone's seen this trailer by now for No Way Home. If you think Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield aren't in this movie, you're a damn fool.
I'm in the middle.
They're
probably in it, but I don't want to get my hopes up too much. I don't want to be too
definitely in it. They're definitely in it. Oh God, can you imagine if they're not though?
that's what's been going through my mind recently. Like, what if they're not? What if they're not in it? And what if it's just him fighting different versions of different villains? Like,
it will ruin this movie if they're not in it.
100%.
Like, regardless of whether or not it stands on its own as a good movie, if they're not in it, it's over. People will destroy this movie.
And then no one will see a Marvel thing for a long time.
Man.
The movies are gonna, like, if they weren't in it, and then, like, if it was now, I'd be like, push it back, reshoot it. We're doing the whole thing over. Like, we'll make more money. Like, if we just redo it.
So we get some inklings of a few different villains in this. You see some electricity, some yellow electricity. Obviously, probably Jamie Foxx's Electro. We see some sand formations, likely to be a Sandman. There's one part in the trailer where you see something like leaping out at Peter from the background, and it's very dark, but someone like super brightened up the image, and it looks a lot like the Lizard from The Amazing Spider-Man.
That's where they were getting that from. Like,
yeah.
Where?
We get a Green Goblin pumpkin bomb on the bridge.
Yes. We have Alfred Molina himself.
And we hear Green Goblin's laugh at one point too. And then we see Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus, which fantastic. I'm so happy he's back. He's so good. Like I just rewatched Spider-Man 2 recently. It's fucking incredible. He's such a good villain. I'm curious to see like how they bring him in, because that character has a very definitive arc. And I would hate to see that like usurped.
So that's why I feel like they're just gonna get a different version, but it's still Alfred Molina.
But then what's the point? What's the point if it's not the same Raimi Dr. Octopus. It's just
It's still
another
Doc
doctor.
Ock.
But like, then what's the point of getting Alfred Molina back?
Well, think of it this way: it could be like the same way with Spider-Man Life Story, how like the story was almost like identical, but then like one little thing changed. So it could be that the story is just identical, but just he didn't die in that universe. He could have gone through all the same things as the Raimi one, and then just not have died.
I don't know. I don't think there's a point in bringing him back if it's not the same one.
Well, we shall see.
We shall. That moment that everyone thought was Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock, turns out it's not him as Matt Murdock. It's just some guy.
I was gonna say I didn't believe that either.
I'm still convinced that he's in it because he keeps saying that he's not. God, I hope he's in it. I'm sure he'll be in that and then She-Hulk. Because we've also got Vinny D'Onofrio in Hawkeye.
Right.
Allegedly.
That's confirmed, right? Yeah, okay.
Well, he liked a tweet that someone was like, "Hey, Vincent D'Onofrio's back," and Vincent D'Onofrio liked the tweet. So
way to stir the pot. Way to stir it, Vinny.
So, I still hate the look of all of the new Spider-Man costumes from the movie.
I feel like I'm gonna end up liking the black one. Like in the movie, like I would never get anything resembling it, but I feel like I'm gonna end up liking that one. But I also still hate the Iron Spider suit.
I can't stand the Iron Spider. I hate it in the comics. I hate it here.
I don't mind it in the comics. I hate it here though.
Like I think it's better served in the comics because it's like it just makes more sense for that story. But it doesn't make.
Did you see for the Spider-Man 2 PS5 technically? His advanced suit's gonna have spider arms.
Yeah, but you can get those in PS4.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. They're just like a suit. They're just a suit upgrade.
I
think when you unlock the MCU Iron Spider skin, then you get the arms, and you can just attach them as you wish.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm not too fussed about that.
I was like, oh, that's cool that they're gonna add that to them. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, as long as it's something I can take off, I'm chilling. I'm fine. Any more thoughts on Spider-Man?
I'm excited.
We're still a couple months out.
Sad.
I heard rumblings that we might be getting another trailer in October, November.
So I'm not fucking watching it, so it doesn't matter to me.
Oh God.
For those that don't know, I watched the first trailer and nothing else. I try my best not to.
So I'll just sit here in silence on this podcast. A new Spider-Man trailer will come out and we just won't talk about it.
No, I'll literally I'll put this down, mute everything, and just walk away.
You have to edit these.
Yeah, but I can skip through that part.
Oh God. All right.
You don't know my editing process.
I edit without headphones anyway. All right. Before we get into Shang-Chi, shall we talk about Dark Ages?
Yes.
So we both just read the first issue of Marvel's new miniseries by Tom Taylor. This is an Elseworlds story,
which I
completely forgot about, because when we start up in the story, it's very status quo Marvel. Normally when we get an Elseworlds story, everyone kind of reverts back to their classic looks, but Reed Richards is in the black and blue costume with the beard.
Yeah.
Amadeus Cho is the Hulk.
Moon Girl, who I didn't expect.
Yeah, Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur. Whole bunch of crazy shit. Wanda and Vision both have their very updated costumes.
Oh yeah, Vision is also a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically the premise of this for those who haven't read it, is there's this like machine being in the center of the earth called the Unmaker, who like originally was out to just destroy black holes in the universe, but it got corrupted, so now it just wants to unmake everything. And then the living tribunal was like, hey, stop, and he trapped him inside the earth.
Bad boy.
And now the Unmaker is waking up, and a team is assembled to go to the center of the earth and stop him before he destroys everything. And that team is Invisible Woman, The Thing, Peter Parker.
Peter's not
Scarlet, isn't he?
No.
No. Oh, he's up. He's up on the surface with Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scarlet
Wanda.
Witch.
Yeah. Vision. Doctor Strange. I think that's it.
Yeah, that is it. Yeah.
Most of them are killed.
Yeah.
Ben Grimm is incinerated immediately.
Yeah. They never really say what happens to Vision, do they?
Yeah, I think that he's gonna come back because he flies into the Unmaker's head. I think he's gonna be like controlling the Unmaker.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think. Yeah. Anyway, Scarlet Witch gets disintegrated. Doctor Strange is stabbed through the chest. But before he dies, he opens a portal to a universe that's basically a giant EMP, and it wipes out the Unmaker and all other technology on Earth.
And the portal's never closed
because Doctor Strange dies. So, cut to 7 years later, and everyone's got like, or we see that this whole thing has been narrated by an older Peter Parker. And there's like this crazy team of, I'm assuming, all villains at this point because they're all hanging out together. But it's Apocalypse, Symbiote Miles Morales, Reed Richards, Hulk, who I'm assuming is still Amadeus Cho, Beast, Steampunk Iron Man, and whom I'm assuming is Lady Deathstrike. It's just a lady with long claws.
Yeah. I was literally gonna double check.
Yeah.
It's my comicsology.
Yeah, I think it. I mean, nothing else about her screams Lady Deathstrike other than the claws, but
I was like, I couldn't remember her name. I was like, I know who you are, but why are you significant to me right now?
That's another thing. Peter and Mary Jane have a daughter named May, who also has spider powers. So that's fun.
Yeah, I like that they, instead of this like starting over and then adding things later on, it's like, hey, we're taking stuff that like happened in so many different things, just putting it in one universe, and it's like everything happened. Like they had what's X-23? I was trying to think of her real name.
Oh yeah, she's Laura's Wolverine.
Yeah, and then her little sister, or the other clone. What was her name?
I think Laura is still Wolverine in the comics, no?
She is, but I'm just saying, like, they didn't say like, oh, we're gonna bring in X-23 first, then make her Wolverine. Like they have her as Wolverine and Honey Badger. I'm pretty sure that's
which is why
one's name.
I think this is a really good idea as like an Elseworlds type thing, because it starts with everything seemingly status quo, aside from like Peter having a daughter. But then it's like, oh, everyone's dying. Scott Lang is still stuck as Giant Man.
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
I'm excited to see where that goes.
He went to push the button, he's like, shoot.
Yeah. That's fun. That's really cool. I like that.
It's Tom
Taylor. So I guess this is gonna be like,
as soon as I heard he was on it, I was like, this is gonna be fantastic. And it's Marvel, so that's even better.
So I assume this is like Apocalypse is gonna be the main villain?
Probably.
Which
I think it's
that
interesting
was
that Miles.
yeah, and
Tommy.
Miles has a symbiote.
Yeah,
Um, that's fun.
excited. I'm so
Um,
excited. I hate that it's a monthly book and not like a weekly or
yeah,
bi-weekly.
that's because I'm reading Brian Azzarello's Suicide Squad miniseries, which is only 3 issues, but it's monthly. So I'm just waiting for the last one to come out. It's a weird book. I don't know. I don't feel strongly either way about the Suicide Squad run.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Dark Ages. I was like, I thought you
No,
told
no,
me you liked
no.
it a lot.
This I'm
I was
loving
like,
I love the first issue of Dark Ages.
yeah,
I'm very excited to keep going with this.
me too. It's nice
Um,
to be on top, like Injustice. I was never on top of
mm,
when Tom Taylor wrote it. DC stuff I was not on top of when Tom Taylor
mm,
wrote it. I was just listening to like YouTube videos of it.
yeah,
Shout out Comic Story, and not that we have a lot of viewership. Anyway, we'll give him like our 20 viewers.
yeah. We know you're watching.
um, and then so now it's like it's nice to be on top of something that he's writing, to be like caught up.
Yeah, I really want to read his Nightwing run that's going at the moment.
I didn't know he was reading that.
I think he also did a run on Suicide Squad pretty recently. That is apparently very good. I always get him and Tom King mixed up. Which I love Tom King's vision. I started his Mr. Miracle. I need to keep going with that.
I heard his Batman was shit.
I heard his Batman was divisive. I heard some
Oh
people.
yes, I've heard some people loved it and some people hate it.
Yeah. I think from what I understand, he works better with characters that don't have a lot of baggage. Like someone he can kind of play around with, like Mr. Miracle and Vision. Like there's a lot of room to work around there. And he's doing what else is he doing? He's doing something I saw and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. He did Rorschach. I haven't heard anything about his Rorschach comic. What else is he writing? Oh, that's right. He worked for the CIA.
Really?
Yeah.
Imagine that. Hey, what did you do before this? Oh, I was in the CIA. What?
What else did he write? What am I thinking of? I don't know. I saw he was doing something. Oh, Strange Adventures. Yeah, I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Is that with like Doctor Strange?
No, I think it's Adam Strange. I'd like to see him go back to Marvel, do something, because he seems to be to pick up like a random character from there and do another.
I already want another Tom Taylor Elseworld from Marvel, and this one just started.
Yeah. Shall we get into Shang-Chi?
Yes.
All right.
Fuck.
So to start, great to hear that this movie had a really solid box office opening.
Yes.
Like it did very well. It's one of the best since like the start of the pandemic. Which is great to hear because spoiler alert, this movie is great. And like it's just had like a pretty overwhelmingly positive response like across the board. Like I've seen very little pushback to this movie. Something I thought about just earlier today. This is the first like new character solo thing since Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Because everything else has just been sequels or pre-existing characters.
Right. Yeah. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that either.
That's kind of fun. I mean, granted, they had a year off, but
Because even
it's
the
nice.
shows aren't new people, except for What If.
Yeah, it's all building on
Oh no,
existing
What If
characters.
is too. Yeah.
What If is all just the same character? Yeah. So I think that definitely contributed to my enjoyment of this movie. Is there isn't a lot of MCU baggage
Right.
to go with it. It's just go in and have a fun time. There was
Sure.
like there's no reference of the snap, which thank fucking God.
There was one, I think, at the very beginning when
Um,
they're talking on that like weird not double date thing. But that's it though. Like as you said, that there
yeah,
wasn't like
but yeah,
it wasn't like
it's nothing. I don't need. Yeah, I don't need to know where he was during the snap or who got snapped. Did the Mandarin get snapped? Did his sister get snapped? I don't care. I don't care about the snap anymore.
I think for existing characters, I would like to know what happened. But for the new characters that
Yeah,
they're
I
just
don't care.
introducing, I don't care that much unless it
care.
really affects their origin.
Yeah.
Like if they're like I started getting my powers during the 5 years. Like if Moon Knight's like this is when this happened. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Because
So
I find it hard to believe that in those 5 years there were no like new heroes or no one stepped up, you know. But it was also supposed to be like wasn't it like a peaceful time as well?
yeah,
I just went against myself.
probably. Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know.
Shang-Chi.
I
Good movie.
don't pay attention to these movies. Yeah, so Simu Liu was great. Like he's a very charming man.
Yes.
He's like confident in everything that he can do in this movie, but like he's also kind of reserved. Like he's not like big and flashy. And like a lot of the fight scenes, like that's really him kicking and punching out there, which is
Oh,
cool.
is it really?
Yeah. He posted a picture on his or a video on his TikTok today of like his first day training. He's doing all types of lunges and forward rolls.
Oh wow.
He's getting after it.
Good for him.
Um,
That's impressive.
Aquafina was surprisingly good. I expected to be kind of annoyed by her, but
She
was
wasn't
pretty
annoying.
funny.
Yeah.
She was pretty funny in this. And she has stuff to do like at the end of the movie. Like she's a goofy friend character who isn't just like dead weight.
Yeah. Like Ned. I like Ned from Spider-Man, but
I
he
like
is a
Ned,
little
but
bit of dead weight.
yeah, less so in Homecoming.
Yes, less in Homecoming,
Because
more in Far From Home.
Yeah. But yeah, it's nice that she kind of has something to do. Tony Leung as Wenwu. Some top tier villain right there. He was great.
I enjoyed
like
him.
he's hella scary sometimes. Like there's that one flashback scene where he goes up to those mobsters with Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah,
Like the ones that killed his wife.
Yeah.
And he just wrecks shop. Like he just destroys them all. And it's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's probably my favorite scene in the movie.
Really?
Yeah. I like that like they did the like villain's not wholly an awful person, but they didn't do like a like crazy heroic sacrifice thing at the end. He was just like, "Oh, I fucked up."
Yeah.
Like there wasn't like a big like moment where he sacrifices himself to save his son or whatever. He's just like, "Oh no." And like you get like a little bit like you get an acknowledgement from him that he fucked up because he gives the rings to his son. But
yeah,
like he's like, "Oh shit," and then he dies.
And even too, like he wasn't even really like he was a villain, obviously, but like he kind of wasn't at the same time because all he really wanted, like if they didn't show the mobster scene of him like getting revenge, he wouldn't have really done anything villainous throughout that entire movie.
Well,
When you
I
think
mean,
about it, just that. See, I'm saying you just take that out, and he didn't really do much. Like you just hear things. You don't see a lot
to
of
be
it.
fair, he is running like a terrorist organization.
Oh yes, I agree.
Yeah.
They talk, but and that's another thing. And I'm not
Yeah.
really complaining about it because I still think the movie was great and I enjoyed it a lot. But it's a lot of explaining.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not
But
a
I
lot of
guess
visual.
it's a lot of I guess you have to kind of explain what the Ten Rings have been up to. Like we've seen them a lot, but we don't know anything about them.
Yes. Yeah, that was another thing I noticed. I was like, hey, like I think it's interesting that, and again, I love the movie a lot. Actually, it's one of my favorite Marvel movies now. Um, but just because I think as a film, it's fantastic. Um, but where was I going? Where was I going? Shoot.
Um,
What was I saying right before I said I love it?
Something about Wenwu, the Ten Rings.
Oh, oh. It's called Legend of the Ten Rings, but nothing about the Ten Rings is explained.
Yeah.
I think it's just poor title.
I guess it's more like Legend of the Ten Rings, parentheses, the group, not the actual rings. But
That
I
makes
mean,
more sense.
yeah, we get zero explanation for what the Ten Rings are, like the actual
That's.
physical rings, which I think that's kind of funny. But I also
Oh, I
think
think that's
like
what the sequel's going to be because of
I
the post
think
credit scene.
because we get a post credit scene, which I will get to that because oh boy, am I excited. Um, I like that moment where he calls that old guy a young man
I thought that was hilarious.
because he's like thousands of years old or whatever. I thought that was really funny. Um, Shang-Chi's sister, Xiaoling, she was good. I wish she was in it a little bit more because I liked her whole like motivation of like she felt kind of rejected by Wenwu after their mom died. I liked her Fight Club. I thought her Fight Club was really cool. I like seeing
Yeah.
Abomination.
Wong is training Abomination now. What?
Hell yeah, that's sick. And it looked like he was
Why?
kind of taking him back. It looks like he was like taking him back to like the raft or a cell or wherever he is.
But why?
Because why not? They have a fight club together. They're friends.
I loved him. He's like, that hurt Emil. I was like, you know who he is? And then
Yeah,
he
they're
was like,
friends.
it's 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 I just I like it, but it's just so bizarre.
There
It's
was
just unexpected.
in one of the smaller fight clubs, there was an extremist soldier.
Yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, wow, one of them survived.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Because Iron Man 3 is fantastic.
We're not. That's not the topic today. It's not.
I'll talk more about Iron Man 3 in a minute. I wish that her fight club was in Madripoor.
That's why you wanted to bring a match. Yeah, that would have been cool. But I mean,
Because they said it was Macau, but like just make it Madripoor. Because like that's a place we've seen already. And it would just kind of go a little further in tying all this stuff together.
it could be because they might have more planned for Madripoor based off the Falcon Winter Soldier stuff. If they didn't introduce Madripoor in that, because I feel like how could you have like there was no mention of her fight club in Falcon the Winter Soldier if it was in Madripoor, and then there's no mention of.
But they weren't looking for it.
True, but I feel like that would have been like mentioned or like. Like I feel like you go to Madripoor and like a superhero fight club would just be known about.
I don't know. It's just another underworld type thing to be there. Like I don't think like in Falcon and the Winter Soldier they just went to Madripoor because they needed. They were looking for the power broker or something.
Yes.
So it would just it I feel like the Fight Club would kind of fit right in there. And also like
I don't disagree that it wouldn't fit, but I feel like it like they would have to either acknowledge one or the other in some aspect.
I don't think they would. I think you could just say it's the same thing. Because it doesn't need to be that connected. And also, this could be taking place at like a completely different time.
That's fair.
So, I don't know. And also, like, the cities look the same. Like, they're these big, bright neon cities. So you just say it's Madripoor.
My other point is I'm thinking they might have more planned for Madripoor, so they might not want to touch it until they can use those plans or something.
Yeah, but how does a Fight Club affect that, really? A Fight Club that's almost exclusively indoors.
I mean, fair, but
yeah, I don't know. I just think I think it was a missed opportunity. I don't think it's better or worse that it's not Madripoor. I just think it could have been fun if it was.
Yeah, it would have been interesting. And then I think if we had more of the X-Men stuff already, or any of it really, Madripoor Wolverine would have been in one of the cages.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that the Wolverine video game is any indication that we might be getting X-Men sooner than we thought?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think we get X-Men until Phase 5. Yeah, I say later than that.
Sorry, those books.
Yeah, definitely not in Phase 4. Phase 5. Definitely not. Phase 5, maybe we'll get like the beginnings of whatever.
Because they've already said it.
Marvel, there are a bunch of release dates announced recently.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. There are like 4 for 2024 that they haven't said anything about yet.
I think one of them is Deadpool 3.
That'd be cool.
Which I know we talked about before. It would be cool if it was Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe.
I think it would be cool, and then you just be like, yeah, you have him kill everybody, and then it turns out it's a different reality.
Yeah, like he's opening portals or just walking down a door, and like he was actually like one door over. Like he was just in the wrong universe.
Oh yeah. What if pun intended, they did like a what if movie, and that's like the season finale of like season 2, and it's just Deadpool.
And it's just Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe.
All the existing characters. Maybe not like new characters that we haven't heard of yet, but he's killing everybody else.
Yeah. I would want him to kill a lot of the original Avengers. Like I want to see him kill Tony Stark.
That's what I mean, yeah. Well, that's why I think What If would be fantastic, because
because you don't need to get Robert Downey. You need to pay Robert Downey Jr. $100 million to get shot in the head.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, back to Shang-Chi. Trevor's back.
When I heard the grunting when they were in the prison, I was like, please be Trevor Slattery. Please be Trevor Slattery. And then it was him. I was like, I literally went like this. I was like, yes.
The world will be a much better place when everyone realizes how great the Mandarin twist in Iron Man 3 is.
No. No.
It's so good. Iron Man 3 is so good. Watch it again.
Gets kicked from meeting. No. I am gonna I do plan on rewatching the MCU sometime soon, but I don't know if I'll agree with you. I like aspects of that movie. I hate that twist.
I love it so much. It's so funny. And it's even better now because like we have a real Mandarin, so who cares?
He's still like, yes, he's the Mandarin, but he doesn't really go by the Mandarin.
Well, yeah, he makes a point of that. He's like,
even says that. He's like,
why did you name me after? Why did you name yourself after an orange?
Yeah, so it even proves like he's not even really the Mandarin because he doesn't even take the name.
Well, I mean, like, he's the Mandarin in everything but name.
Yes, but it's like technically you could bring someone else in and be like, oh.
So what? We're gonna get another real Mandarin.
That's what I mean. We could.
Why?
Why not?
Well, actually, I say that, but
I
say that, but I have my theory later on for the future of the Ten Rings. I loved that that ape joke that Trevor has when they're in the car. He's like, I can't believe they they taught those apes how to ride horses and carry guns.
The whole Planet of the Apes bullshit that he spews.
So funny.
Jeez.
So funny. Morris is good.
Someone, I saw a meme, and it said these three would have defeated Thanos, and it was a cat. What's the cat's name from Captain Marvel?
Goose.
Flurgan. Flurkin? Flurkin.
Yeah.
And then Alligator Loki, and then Morris. Between the three of them, it would have beaten Thanos.
Yeah, and this kind of like maintains the canon of that the Marvel one shot, All Hail the King.
Yes, which I liked. I liked that was actually acknowledged.
I like that they upheld that, which is great. If anyone hasn't seen that, I highly recommend checking out All Hail the King. They just put it on Disney Plus. So.
Oh, did they? Makes sense. See, that one shot is the exact reason I don't despise Iron Man 3 anymore. I hated that movie.
I like it, but I don't like how reactionary the one shot is, because it's like everyone kicked up a shitstorm because of the whole Mandarin twist. But like it's a movie. This isn't the comics. If you want to read Iron Man versus the Mandarin, go pick up a comic with Iron Man versus the Mandarin.
But still,
I don't know.
It's just the Mandarin's a better villain than Aldrich Killian.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree there.
That's why I was upset about it, because I also watched Iron Man Armored Adventures. It's like an animated Iron Man show. It's like him as a teenager, and the whole thing is about him fighting the Mandarin like throughout 3 seasons or 2 seasons, however long it is. And like I loved that show. So watching that show happen and like watching the Mandarin be so prominent in it, and then that twist, I was like, this sucks. This is stupid.
It's so good. I love it.
Go watch the show. Forget Iron Man 3. Then,
I'm going to go watch Iron Man 3 again.
End this meeting.
We get a reveal of like a bigger villain, the Dweller in Darkness. It's cool, but whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, it's just a big CGI.
Just a big smoky dragon. I thought the Great Protector, that dragon looks sick.
It did look
cool
good.
Dragon.
Yeah.
But the Dweller in Darkness, I don't really care. Absolutely like wrecked Death Dealer. the blue ninja guy.
Oh, I just kept calling him Kabuki Mask the entire time. In my head, I was like, not Kabuki Mask.
Yeah, he was like the first one to go. And my boy Razor Fist lives.
Razor Fist.
I liked Razor Fist a lot.
Even though he had like 5 lines throughout the entire movie. I realized that like halfway through, I was like, this man doesn't talk a lot. He just grunts.
This movie as a whole was like the jokes seemed to hit more than they usually do.
Yeah.
Like it was.
Oh no, movie. I actually disagree. I didn't think a lot of the jokes hit at all.
Well, they hit more than something like Black Widow.
I think I laughed more at Black Widow.
I laughed at like Alexei and that one joke where Florence Pugh like does the Black Widow pose.
Oh yeah.
Like that was funny, but I think Shang-Chi as a whole was funnier.
I disagree.
On the value of Trevor Slattery alone.
Okay, yes. He was fantastic and I laughed at everything he did. But overall, there were a lot of jokes, in my opinion, that didn't land. Even my theater agreed. No one laughed at some of them. And I was like, yeah, glad we're all on the same page. My friend was even saying, though, so he felt some of the stuff was like they took, not took, but like some of the stuff he felt could have been like more Iron Fist related in a way. Like there's an Iron Fist story. I think it's either a story, because he showed me the book and it says Heart of the Dragon and it's an Iron Fist book. So, and they say that you have to have the Heart of the Dragon for whatever, I forget in what context, but they said that Shang-Chi had to have like the Heart of the Dragon. So my friend was like, I wonder if they took some aspects of Iron Fist you put in there?
I didn't really get a lot of Iron Fist from this.
I don't think it was a lot, but like certain, like he was also saying too, like an ancient city that's like in another dimension.
I mean, yeah,
Similar to,
that's.
like Kunlun.
But also,
I was
like
oh, you
that's
got a point.
the thing in Iron Fist is there's like the 7 capital cities of heaven. So like there's a bunch of different secret dimension cities.
Yes, and he had brought that up too. I forget exactly what his point was, but he had talked about that.
So this one could just be one of those. It could just be like an offshoot of one of those places.
I think that's actually what he was saying, is that it could be.
I think.
He'll
I've
correct
told
me
you,
if I'm wrong. He said he's gonna watch this.
I've told you my pitch for Shang-Chi 2 is Shang-Chi versus the Iron Fist.
You did not tell me that.
I did tell. I've mentioned it at least twice.
When? I also have a bad memory sometimes. You don't need to do that.
Let me get the goddamn receipts, Jonathan.
You do not need to do that.
Take a look. Let's take a look and see when I talked about Iron Fist.
You're just searching Iron Fist in your phone.
Okay. June 29th, 2021. Hot prediction, Shang-Chi 2 will feature Iron Fist.
You didn't say verses, you said feature.
Okay.
That is different, my friend.
Okay. This past Monday, need to get in contact with Kevin Feige ASAP so I can pitch and co-star in Shang-Chi versus Iron Fist.
Yes, now that you said
So Kevin, if you're watching, I'm ready. I will do whatever Hollywood training you need me to do. I will play Iron Fist.
I sit corrected.
Yeah, Iron Fist would be so cool. I don't. He's the one. I don't care if you recast him or not. Maybe get someone with a little bit more personality, because Iron Fist he's kind of a fun guy. So I don't know.
I feel like the actor's a good actor. I just don't. I wonder if like that was the direction he was given for Iron Fist. I should plug this.
I know recently a lot of stuff came out from like the stunt coordinator from Iron Fist about how like apparently like Finn Jones didn't really want to do any of the fight training, and that's why it kind of ended up looking so bad.
All right, so I take it back. I was defending Finn Jones.
I don't know if that's like true, but
now that he's a bitch.
Yeah, if that's true, yeah, just get someone who's willing to do the training.
Fuck Finn Jones.
Fuck Finn Jones. Get Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling would be a good Iron Fist.
I agree.
And give him
Liam Hemsworth. Imagine.
He's a little too.
Oh no, he's too large.
He's too rough and tumble.
Yeah,
Iron Fist is more nimble.
I was thinking of blonde actors. I thought Chris Hemsworth. I was like Liam Hemsworth. I think that'd be hysterical.
Yeah. Who else could be a good Iron Fist? What's his name? Kingsman boy, Taron Egerton.
Oh yes.
He'd be a good Iron Fist.
People want him for Wolverine.
That's weird. I don't like that.
I've seen edits of him as Wolverine. I want him in the MCU. It's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he could play anyone. Any young man with a sharp jaw.
Red Hood.
Yeah. He'd be my go-to for Red Hood.
Also, that fan cast I sent you about with Dylan O'Brien as Red Hood, I could see him as Red Hood.
I like that. I like him.
I
almost like him more as I like Logan Lerman as one of the Robins.
He's also an underrated actor, and
he's very good.
Was wasted with Percy Jackson. Anyway, Shang-Chi.
The action in this movie was
phenomenal.
Super good. Like all the fight scenes are fantastic. Like it's all shot where you can see everyone's whole body instead of just like waist up. Like you can really see everyone moving and doing all their kicking and punching.
Yeah. It was also like really refreshing. No, you go. You finish.
The bus fight in particular, I was gonna say, was super good.
Yeah, it was.
That's probably the best. That's probably the best fight sequence in the movie.
I'd agree with that. But I was also telling like my friends about it. I was like, it's also super refreshing because in every other Marvel movie, everyone's just getting shot at all the time. It was so refreshing for like no guns to be involved for once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that was nice.
Because even too, Black Panther had like spears and stuff, but also like the spears had lasers.
Yeah, the spears were just guns. They were just pointy guns.
Yeah.
This genuinely felt like a big departure for them.
Yeah, I think it was very different in certain aspects, and that's why I enjoyed it a lot. Because I love Marvel, I love the movies, but this one was just different, and I enjoyed it because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, this one, like I've liked pretty much everything Marvel has released the past year, but this one jumps out as feeling the most fresh, aside from maybe Loki.
Yeah. And I thought this was going to be one of like the lackluster ones. I was like, it's probably going to be good, but it's not going to be anything special. And
I always had a
now
feeling
it's like
about this one.
One of my favorites. I think out of the movies, we've only had Black Widow, right, so far?
Yeah, which is a shame because this makes Black Widow look way worse, just by comparison. I like Black Widow, but yeah,
I like this movie. This movie is the best one of 2021. Not of all movies, but this is the best Marvel movie so far.
Yeah, of the two Marvel movies, I agree. This is the best Marvel movie.
Let's see what Eternals has to offer. I wish I didn't see that trailer in the theater. I was so annoyed.
I don't care about the Eternals until I see a trailer for the Eternals, and then I'm like, oh, this looks incredible.
Yeah. I've always been excited for the Eternals, and then I saw the trailer, the newest trailer in the theater, the one that you sent me that I said I wasn't going to watch.
Yeah.
I ended up fucking seeing it in there, and there was nothing I could do about it.
Man, it looks great though.
I was so annoyed. Like, I don't mind rewatching a trailer I've seen.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me as much. Is seeing the new trailers is what I'm like. And normally, like when I'm with people, I'm like I close my eyes, I cover my ears, and I like hum. But I was like, there's strangers next to me. I was like, I got my friend Mike to one side, and then a stranger to my right. And I was like, no.
How good did it look on a theater screen though?
It looked good. I was too annoyed to really care.
Like there's that one shot where like they show the big celestial up in space. Yeah. It looks fantastic.
I was trying not to pay attention. I was trying to zone out.
I'm excited. God, it's crazy to think we have 2 more Marvel movies this year.
3, technically.
Including Venom, yeah. But yeah, like
Morbius is 2022, right?
Who cares? And Hawkeye too. I keep forgetting we're getting another show.
And Miss Marvel.
I think that's probably going to get pushed back. I don't think they have time.
Okay,
unless Hawkeye and Miss Marvel run at the same time?
Yes.
Or like they overlap? I think Miss Marvel gets pushed back.
What's between What If and Hawkeye though?
Eternals.
Yes, but that's it. What if they did? What surprise? We're getting. Oh no, the release date's November 24th.
Yeah.
But what if the trailer tomorrow we get a new release date and it's in like 2 weeks? No, it's not gonna be 2 weeks, but like right after What If? Oh, it would. Never mind. I take it.
What the hell are you saying?
I was like, oh, it'll be right after What If ends, and then I was like, What If is probably gonna end right before the 24th of November, because we're already halfway through September, and we just hit the halfway point, right?
We're on episode 5, so we have 6 coming up. There are 9 total.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like 4 more weeks.
Yeah, so
including this.
Oh, so they could move Hawkeye up if they wanted to.
Yeah, but we got Eternals as a buffer.
Yeah, but I want everything now. Anyway, post-credits.
Hawkeye will still be running when Spider-Man comes out.
Yes.
So that's something.
I love Tom Holland's tweet, not tweet, but like his Instagram post of that. He's like, "You ain't seen nothing yet." And I was like, "No, don't tell me that."
Yeah. Okay.
What if every Spider-Man villain is in it. Dane DeHaan.
Oh,
What's his name?
I said
Alexi.
I think Rhino is going to be in it.
I feel like if they don't put Scorpion in it in some sense, it's like, why'd you even put him in the first one?
Yeah, right? That was weird.
Like, you got a guy with a giant scorpion tattoo on his neck and like a cutout eyeball or scarred eyeball.
I think Rhino
we
will
want
be
to kill
the
him.
sixth.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how Michael Keaton's in Morbius?
Yeah.
What if Morbius is in this movie?
Then I'll leave.
I don't think he will be, but
there's no shot that Marvel Studios would allow Jared Leto in one of their movies.
I honestly
he's an
now have
absolute
questions about the
pest.
timeline. Because, well, I know who the sixth is. Did you freeze? No, you didn't freeze. Okay.
No, who do you think the sixth is?
I think did you see the Lego sets?
No.
Okay, well, if you really want to know, go look at the Lego sets. I don't want to say anything else.
So just say it. Just say it.
Vulture.
I don't think it's Vulture.
He's in one of the Lego sets.
Yeah, but they're also they're like re-releasing a bunch of. They're doing like special edition release sets. So like they're doing like a Mysterio one from No Way Home.
I thought it said from.
It might be branded
so it says
as
No Way Home.
It might be branded for No Way Home because the movie.
That's misleading as fuck.
Yeah, it is, but.
So maybe it's not. I mean, I also think it's a missed opportunity if they don't put Vulture back in it.
Yeah, it'll be weird if none of the villains are Tom's villains.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I also mentioned I think there's a big opportunity cost using this many villains.
Yes.
Because like we won't get Doc Ock, Norman Osborn, which is huge unless they keep Willem Dafoe around.
Please.
If you keep Willem Dafoe, fantastic. Keep him around.
Give him the Iron Patriot suit.
We won't get Sandman. We won't get Electro. We won't get Rhino. Which, like, on the one hand, I get them wanting to go with new territory with Spider-Man villains, do something they haven't done. But Doc Ock and Green Goblin are so important.
See, I would say do Craven, but.
Well, yeah, I would also say do Craven, but Sony's holding him hostage.
ATJs. No. I just want Adam Sandler as Craven.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you do want that.
No, what's that supposed to mean? I feel attacked.
Let's talk about post-credits for Shang-Chi.
I was completely choking.
Anyway, post-credits. First one was fantastic. This might be one of my favorite post-credit scenes.
Which was the first one?
The Wong.
Oh, yes,
the rings.
Wong.
So Wong.
I don't know why I thought that one was second.
Wong comes to Shang-Chi and Katie, and he's like, "Hey guys, these rings, something's up with them." And Bruce Banner is there, and he's Bruce Banner again. Captain Marvel is there, and she's got hair. And they're saying like the rings are transmitting to something, which can only mean
Fin Fang Foom.
Fin Fang Foom. The big old green dragon who sometimes wears pants. Because in the comics, the 10 rings belong to him.
So, fun story. When they were showing Bruce Banner in the post-credit scene, I was like, "Oh, it's Bruce." Wait a minute, he's not green.
Yeah.
I literally did like a double take and just.
Yeah, that threw me. Which I'm kind of glad he's just Bruce again.
Yeah.
I love Smart Hulk, but
I was like, "Oh, he hurt himself," and like I completely forgot what happened to him.
Yeah, he still had the cast on.
I was like, "Oh, I wonder what he did."
And the second post credits is Xiaoling taking over the 10 rings.
I feel like they should have switched him
Um.
order-wise.
Yeah,
I feel
probably.
like the second one was more worth waiting for. I mean, no, the Wong one was more worth waiting for than.
Because we also did get Wong doing karaoke, which is fantastic.
Wow. Do you watch How
This
It
is
Should
the
Have
year
Ended?
of Wong.
Yeah.
No.
So in How It Should Have Ended, he'll just have Wong come in and like solve certain problems, and then after he finishes, he just goes Wong. So I highly recommend. Just look up like Hishi Wong.
Yeah. So I think Schelling will end up being the villain, or at the very least, she'll have a role in Ironheart, so the MCU can finally do the Iron Man versus Mandarin.
That'd be cool.
I think.
She can be the Mandarin. But she'll need the rings. She'll need a different type of ring.
Maybe we'll get something in Armor Wars. Maybe she's buying up some technology. Maybe they'll get like the actual, like the crazy 10 rings from the comics that are like, they all have different powers.
Yeah, those are the ones I was talking about.
Yeah.
So I was listening to a podcast recently, and then apparently Rhodey has like a niece that is basically Ironheart, and then they made Ironheart as a separate person. So I'm wondering if they're gonna just combine the two for Ironheart, because she can be an which comes out first, Ironheart or Armor Wars?
I think Armor Wars.
So yeah, she could be in Armor Wars and then like be like a sidekick. That's where she can be introduced. She'll be War Machine's sidekick.
She's also gonna be in Black Panther too.
Right. Maybe she's Wakandan.
Maybe, but I don't know.
She could be one of those agents that's like outside, like how they send people undercover in different countries.
Yeah. I'd kind of like for her to just be doing her own thing though.
Oh, I agree. I had a thought and it flew out of my head. And it had to do with her. Anyway, if I remember, I will text it to you or mention it.
Hey, do you have any more thoughts on Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings?
I like his suit.
I like his suit too.
It was very convenient they didn't give him long enough sleeves. Very convenient.
Yeah.
It was like they had a plan.
I like his like modern suit from the comics. It's like a sleeveless type thing. But yeah, I liked his shirt.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I liked his dad's like war outfit. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, that was cool. Ooh. That was cool. Ooh. Ooh and ooh.
Ooh and ooh.
Alrighty. If we don't have any more thoughts, I reckon we can get the show off the road. Did your mic cut out?
Did it?
No. Okay, you're good.
Okay. I might have just spoke too low.
Yeah, maybe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been fun. I like talking about this movie.
Me too.
We'll be back soon to probably talk about another movie or something else.
Probably What If.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was gonna say I don't want to talk about Titans.
No, I want to talk about Titans. I want another episode where I can just yell about shit.
I don't want to burst a plot. We also still have 6 episodes of that or something.
I would rather do a Titans episode than a What If episode, because at least I at least feel strongly about Titans. What If I'm just kind of like, yeah, this is very hit or miss. I love
What If.
I don't love it that much.
What if we did both?
I just want to do a topic episode. Can we?
That too. We don't have to. We can do a topic episode at some point.
But I do want to talk about Titans because that show blows my mind. That show's incredible.
No, don't.
Can't believe some of the shit they get away with. We're not talking about Titans this week. All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time.
Peace.